The former mining town of Gelnica in the beautiful Slovak Ore Mountains welcomes the paddock back for the third year in a row. This is round 5 of the 2024 Paulo Duarte FIM EnduroGP World Championship, the POLISPORT GP of Slovakia. The thrilling 4th round of the World Championship went down 2 weeks prior in the enduro hotbed of Verona at the POLISPORT GP of Italy in front of thousands of cheering fans. 2022 EnduroGP World Champion Andrea Verona and standings leader Josep Garcia traded hard-fought stage wins in conditions ranging from hot and dusty to wet and muddy, while Brad Freeman and Steve Holcomb swapped second-place results on Saturday and Sunday. Riders going full gas to get a leg up on the competition made for some memorable moments at the halfway point in an incredibly suspenseful season of racing.
It's a GP that I was nervous before the start because I don't know why this happens always to me, but it looks like this one it works good.
Red Bull KTM's Josep Garcia still leads GASGAS's Andrea Verona by 10 points, with reigning world champion Steve Holcomb sitting 3rd on his Honda. Coming off a hard-charging Italian event, the paddock is revved up and ready to go for a sweaty, adrenaline-filled weekend of racing at the Slovakian Grand Prix.
Plenty of walking to be done here in Slovakia, up the hill, downhill, and repeat, but nevertheless we have some really good tests, so excited to get into it.
Pretty good. We're here in Slovakia around 4 or 5. What's the round?
Yeah, so here in Slovakia, round 5 of EnduroGP World Championship. Really looking forward to this race. Hopefully a little bit of rain will make things interesting, but yeah, looking forward to getting things started tonight with success.
Yeah, I expect pretty much out of myself this weekend. It was a real bummer in Italy, but the test actually looks really nice. Yeah, so it looks pretty good, so I'm pumped for a weekend for sure.
On Friday afternoon, with the KISS Gelnica initiative, young fans meet world champions and learn about renewable energy initiatives at the event site set up in a local stadium. With plenty of animations and entertainment, EnduroGP enthusiasts of all ages enjoy the World Championship ambiance and fantastic weather while waiting for the opening ceremony and action-packed first test of the weekend to get underway.
Can't wait to start today with I want to make a really good super test and then start tomorrow full gas like always.
In Slovakia, as at all EnduroGP events, riders tackle the Akrapovic super test on the first evening of the round. It gets everyone up to speed for the weekend and makes for an impressive crowd-pleasing show. The local organizers from the GL Moto team have put together a fluid, fast-riding dirt track with a bit of mud mixed in amongst all the manufactured obstacles, built to keep the riders in the air as much as possible. This first special is a great sneak peek at what the weekend's racing holds in store. Zach Pichon and Nathan Watson have been 2 of the season's Super Test standouts, and they go neck and neck on Friday evening in Gelnica. The Slovakian crowd goes wild for the head-to-head matchup between multiple world champions Steve Holcomb and Brad Freeman. Two of the season's favorites, Andrea Verona and Josep Garcia, are evenly matched, but almost 2 seconds off the pace, finishing 4th and 5th place respectively. As impressive as always in the Super Test, Zach Pichon and Nathan Watson finish in a dead tie for 2nd place, with a time of 1:42.31, just 26 hundredths of a second from the win. Going head-to-head with Holcomb brings out the best in Beta Factory Team's Brad Freeman, who posts the special's fastest time of 1:42.05 for his first Akrapovic Super Test victory of the season.
Yeah, it feels sick. It's only a small victory, but means a lot. It's been a while. Let's try again tomorrow. It's gonna be a hard day.
Day one, ready to rumble. Yeah, nice hot day for us, so gonna be tough, but see you on the other side.
The sun beats down as riders head out for the first stage, which promises to be grueling due to the extreme heat and difficulty of the course. The 5.5-kilometer Maxxis Enduro Test features route-covered paths in the trees, rocky muddy stream beds, a few fast straights, steep climbs, and descents designed to allow speed and technique to separate the best from the rest. Freeman clocks the day's fastest time of 10:46.82 in the first lap, closely followed by Verona, who wins the last 2 trips through the long and challenging special. Most of the 5.2-kilometer Acerbis cross test is designed around an old motocross track. Andrea Verona draws first blood. In lap 2, Nathan Watson lays down the gauntlet with a time of 8 minutes and 56 hundredths of a second. Garcia, Freeman, Ruprecht, and Holcomb are also in the mix. They make the difficult look easy, handling fast straights, large jumps, and big bank turns like the champions they are. However, it's Watson who is the most in tune with the test track, taking P1 on the last lap as well. The 1.5-kilometer long POLISPORT Extreme Test consists mainly of a tight technical gully with a creek bed at the bottom, where picking the right line makes all the difference. None of the EnduroGP top 5 dominate, and the test is an absolute nightmare for Freeman, who goes down twice on the rocky, root-infested, mud-covered track. Holcomb is the only heavy hitter to win a lap, while his Honda teammate Samuele Bernardini posts the fastest time of 2:21.06. Jetsenardo Husqvarna's Matteo Pavoni takes the final lap to make it 2 more test wins for Italy. and off-form Josep Garcia crashes twice on Saturday and ends up at the foot of the EnduroGP podium for the first time this year. Steve Holcomb never finds the necessary form to challenge for the scratch win, but is satisfied enough to finish in third place. Nathan Watson's season-best second place equals that of his Beta Factory teammate Brad Freeman. 2022 EnduroGP World Champion Andrea Verona spends his day topping the timesheets to claim back-to-back stage wins and his third scratch victory of 2024. Watson and Holcomb stand alongside the Italian on Saturday's EGP podium, with Garcia and Freeman rounding out the top five. After a long day battling each other on the course in the Slovakian countryside, the EnduroGP riders still have more dirty work to do back in the paddock with the traditional tire change before the prize-giving ceremony.
Happy to get the overall win today. It's important for me to get the third win in the season in the overall class in the EnduroGP. I was feeling good with the bike. I had a good rhythm and I was capable to don't do any big mistakes. So the championship is still very long. We have one day tomorrow here, and then we will have UK and then France in the end. So I think it's early to think about the championship, and we have to try to give our maximum every day, and then the points are coming by itself.
We are fond of off-road, not only motocross, but enduro as well. And we think that enduro is a very nice discipline to, let's say, to come closer to the off-road world. So far, Kawasaki Italy was not involved officially in enduro, and that's why we decided to join officially, supporting MGR team. And this is the first year that we are officially attending the Italian Championship, the European Championship, and the World Championship. And so far that we are over the mid of the season, we are top of Italian Championship in our category, 250. We are top of category in European Championship, and we are fighting in the fifth position in the World Championship. So we are pretty satisfied with this result so far. Basically, Kawasaki strategy is strongly focusing on expanding its market share also in the off-road world. Kawasaki, since ever, is number one in the motherland of cross of off-road, that is United States. But so far in Europe has never achieved a strong result because it has never committed heavily in the off-road world, cross and enduro. So now the strategy of Kawasaki is to expand our presence, our racing result also in Europe, to become the number one also in off-road, both motocross and enduro. So this is a strategy coming from Kawasaki that we applied in Italy, also thanks to the fact that we have a very good product. Last year we had the 450 all brand new model, and this year we just launched some days ago the all brand new 250 that said by everybody in the sector are probably the most performing bikes. So we have the right product and we have the right commitment to win. Basically, this bike brings a lot of new improvement, both at chassis level, engine level. So I don't go now in depth in details, but the bike is really all new. So far, said by our riders and by some journalists, some testers, the bike seems to be very performing. So we have a lot of expectation. We think this is the right bike to, let's say, to be back, to succeed, to win all the races. We have two different products. We have, from one line, we have the bike that is cross, MX bike, but from another line, we have the enduro bike. So already starting from the factory, the bikes are engineered different, so specifically for the need of the enduro. Kawasaki is aware, since the engineering of the bike itself, that we want to perform in both the direction. Our aim is to beat KTM in Europe, okay? So in their motherland, we wanted to beat them. As we already are doing since ever in the United States, we will beat them also in Europe.
Sunday is looking to be just as brutal as the day before.
Yeah, yesterday was not an easy day for me. I had 2 crashes already in the first test. I always like to fight for the top, so today we have a new opportunity, so can't wait to start the day.
This is typically a race that I've done well at historically, so yeah, right from the get-go, I just put emphasis on hitting my marks. You need to be very precise, and timing is everything here. It's not overly technical, but precision and timing is everything, so played to my strengths yesterday and had quite a good result. More of the same today. Precision, accuracy, and timing.
All eyes are focused on standings leader Josep Garcia and day 1 winner Andrea Verona. From the start, the Italian struggles to match his winning form from Saturday, while the Spaniard blitzes the first test. At the end of lap 1, a back-on-form Freeman is the only rider within 15 seconds of Garcia, with Verona still in the fight in P3. By halfway through the day, Freeman's race for the win with Garcia has turned into a dogfight for P2 with Verona. The Italian overtakes his British rival in the second cross test, holding a slender 3-second lead heading into the last lap. Meanwhile, Steve Holcomb scraps with fellow countryman Nathan Watson for 4th place. And Sherco riders Will Rupright and Hamish McDonald have an intra-team tussle for 6th place and Southern Hemisphere bragging rights.
I was feeling good, but yeah, there's are really destroyed. It's really hot, like the weather is crazy. But yeah, it's for everybody, so we are doing a great job.
We're finding out who the men are today. 2 days of racing, so choppy. Yeah, we're going for 6. We're going for 6. It's within
within reach.
Manuel Verzeroli wins 8 specials, including 4 Maxxis Enduro tests, on his way to a clean weekend sweep of the Enduro Youth class. In only his second round this season, Kyron Bacon wins 10 tests, sweeping both stages of junior Enduro in similar conditions to his home in Tasmania. Will Ruprecht goes a season's best 6th place for the second stage in a row, but finishes more than a minute off the pace of the top 5 scratch times on Saturday. Steve Holcomb finishes 5th scratch, his worst result for the second time this season. Combined with 3rd in stage 1, it's the Brits' equal lowest scoring round alongside Romania. Nathan Watson spends his day racing Holcomb, the man he replaced at Beta, and beats him to 4th place by 0.25 of a second. Andrea Verona can't reproduce the magic he made in stage 1 on his GASGAS, finishing 3rd in stage 2, half a second off 2nd place. Second overall, Brad Freeman nabs only his 3rd EnduroGP podium of 2024 after a hard-fought back and forth with Verona. Josep Garcia is victorious on Sunday by a whopping 18.51 seconds, leading the stage from start to finish and winning 4 of 9 specials. The UK's Freeman and Italy's Verona join the Spaniard on the EnduroGP podium, with Watson and Holcomb completing the top 5. In Open 2-Stroke World Cup action, Tim Luis loses his season's 3rd stage to Jiri Haddock on Sunday. But the Belgian heads to round 6, only a stage win away from taking the World Cup category title over Israel's Inbar Selinger and his Czech rival, Jiri Haddock. In Open 4-Stroke World Cup racing, Alfie Webb wins both stages. Like Belgium's Luis in the Open 2-Stroke category, the Brit must win one more stage to secure his maiden World Cup title over Frenchman Franck Luberiaga and Alex Pichot. In the absence of 2-time Open senior champion Andrea Bellotti, Czech rider Martin Gottwald sweeps the weekend. However, as in the other Open World Cup categories, Italy's Bellotti only needs one last win to take his 3rd Open senior title over Sweden's Patrick Andersson and Belgium's Joël Delsupech. GALFER Junior Enduro Championship leader Max Ahlin loses both stages to Johansson MPE's Kyron Bacon on his Yamaha. The KTM-mounted Swede still leads the pair of Fantic Racing Team riders in the class standings, his compatriot Axel Semb and Italy's Kevin Cristino. In Youth Enduro, Manuel Verzeroli sweeps his 2nd round of the year on his KTM. The big surprise is a season-best performance from Romain Dagnat that puts the Frenchman 1 point in front of Italians Alberto Algari and Pietro Scardina, tied on points for 3rd in the hotly contested 125cc class. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing's Josep Garcia finishes off the podium in 4th for the first time this year, but continues his streak of 1 win per round, leaving Slovakia with a slender 8-point lead in the standings. Verona is 2nd, but inching closer to the Spaniard, while Holcomb falls behind in 3rd, but has a comfortable cushion on his compatriots Freeman and Watson.
Nothing special. At the end, I analyze at maximum where I struggled yesterday, where I can improve. Then you need to realize it's not easy, but I'm happy because this year I'm doing this step forward when the things goes wrong. But at the end, we bounce back to the top today. And like I say, always a good rest is a good training also. So let's have some fun at home with the family, with my daughter, and then training for ways and push hard there also.
The manufacturer standings closely reflect the EGP overall, with KTM leading GASGAS by 8 points, while Honda and Beta lose ground on the leaders. The POLISPORT GP of Slovakia has delivered outstanding performances from the first test to the last, in proper enduro conditions. Round 5 of the Paulo Duarte FIM EnduroGP World Championship has been another exceptional event in Eastern Europe. Before the season heads into the home stretch, the riders take another 2-week break to catch their breath before crossing the English Channel for the penultimate round of 2024. When they're back on their bikes, Garcia, Verona, Holcomb, and the rest will be ready to go full gas for round 6 at the Foresight Services GP of Wales. We'll see you there.